Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming in with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, and we have something so tremendously exciting today. It is, who is the best Hausa player of them all? Because I think, ladies and gents, we have the two best Hausa players currently on the ladder right now. I'm sure you're going to dispute that in the comments, but I'm ready to fight you on it. We have, on the left-hand side of the map here, Bram playing as Hausa, of course, in the Cyan. And on the right side of the map, we have Dennis playing as Hausa as well in the red. Now, Dennis has sort of taken the same kind of journey as Bram, kind of quite a low down sort of rank on the ladder, discovered Hausa and suddenly propelled themselves all the way up. And both of these players, I can't say for sure where they are currently on the ladder right now, but you're talking like top 20 position here. Dennis may be higher than Bram at the moment, but I'm sure it's going to be changing backwards and forwards as time goes on. But I thought I'd do this because for you Hausa enjoyers, you're going to be able to see how to really do it. And here we have Bram doing the standard opening that we all see, which is the granary, straight into the village dogs. You sell one of the cattle for the wood and then you drop a house. That's pretty much what you do. And over here we can see Dennis doing, or has done, exactly the same here. So it's going to be interesting to see how you also deal with a mirror, because Hausa is quite a popular civ. So yeah, Dennis being very nice there. Look, Guten Morgen. Lovely, Dennis. So we have Dennis from Germany, Bram from... he's saying hello. He's Dutch. So interesting. Two great people, to be honest. Very friendly. Bram has provided a lot to the channel. Also helped me out on a live coaching session. You can catch that on my channel as well, from a past stream on YouTube. So a lot that he's done. And yeah, I've got a lot to learn if I want to continue playing Hausa myself. So let's have a look at the decks here. So this is Bram's deck. Very kind of standard here. A lot of units in H3. We do see them piled in. We do see the Griot card. 4 Griots in H2. Some people say yes, some people say no. If you have a really extended H2, it can be nice. Something as well is the Palaka code. Now, if you really want to play a heavy eco H2, this can also be an option for you. It's a very powerful card. And of course, you've got Spice Trade in there and all of your upgrades in H3 as well. Let's have a look at Dennis. This is Dennis's deck here. Let's have a quick look. Once again, pretty similar. I can't see many differences, to be honest. I think there's an extra unit card in here, maybe one of the influence cards. But apart from that, it is pretty much the same. And let's have a look here. Let's have a look and see what Bram is up to. Is going to be grabbing 40 coin. Sorry, guys, 1 second. I just have to sort out the screen here. Where is it? Oh my god. Hello? There it is. Scroll speed. It hasn't done that in a while. There we go. We've got this. I think we got the scroll speed back. There it is. So yeah, so going to be going 40 coin and XP, which is fantastic. And Bram here is now on the age up, going for the Song High, the one that everyone hates. The Song High age up. Endless amounts of pressure from raiders. You have some good eco on the back of it as well. And we saw there that he just got the hardened iron axis, which is going to help with the wood cutting as well. And immediately we're going to be dropping university down and all that good stuff. And another hut as well. Let's have a quick look at Dennis doing something a little bit different here. We see all of the vills over to coin. It is going for Song High though, but doing it a slightly different way. So various people do different things. We can see here that what Dennis is doing is mass mining the coin, and then he's probably going to just sell a cattle here, like he's just done right there, to basically build the university. But what Bram does, which is a little bit different, is Bram sells food to get his coin. So he does it a little bit different. I don't know who's better and who isn't. I can't say for sure. I guess if you want less APM, I'd probably go for Dennis's one, where you just have them all on coin. And we can see now all he's done basically is he's just simply got the majority of vills over to wood. And I imagine, let's see what Dennis does here, because I've casted quite a lot of Bram's vids. I want to see how Dennis kind of does Hausa. So let's focus on him a little bit more here. So we can see that he's got his first card in, ready to go. Just by the time, hang on, he's chopped fully there, 298 wood. Now, what is he going to use that wood for, I wonder? There is the age up. He's going to need to drop a house. There goes the war camp and immediately getting in the palace. We do see a forward war camp here. Bram does like to do this. If you have the option to do it and you want to be aggressive, go ahead and do it. And immediately we do now see Javelin Riders coming in. Now, I think this is probably going to be one of the key units if you have a Hausa mirror. It's kind of similar. We can see here, actually, I'm just looking at where the wood's going. 100 has gone to snares, and he's used the other 200 to build 2 houses. That's what he's done. There we go. Quite straightforward. I like it. And then transferring a few vils back over to gold to help with the Javelin Riders. And look at that macro there. Beautiful. And then boom, the Palace Builder is coming out now as well. That's what I love to see. It is getting a little bit, it's doing the Palace Builder dance. It's doing it, but it's there. So yeah, so with mirrors, you could sort of have a little look at a Lakota mirror, because in a Lakota mirror, you go for the corral, you go for cav, and this is kind of what's happening here. You know, Dennis is opening up straight with Javelin Rider, going to be able to really counter well against the Raider opening there for Bram, and immediately going to be getting some great pickoffs here. 2 Raiders have already gone down. Is he going to get a third? Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to. And Dennis now immediately going in with the 700 wood. Let's have a look at Bram here. Bram is going to continue with the unit shipments, I believe. He's going for 5 Raiders. So he's going for mass sort of Raider Javelin, early pressure here. Whereas we've got a little bit more of an eco look here for Dennis. He has got that influence. What is he going to use it for? Is he going to use the Songhai? I think he might. I think he might use the Songhai button. He hasn't used it yet though. So he could drop a native TP potentially. I don't really know the natives here. What do we have? We have the Evzoni, which is good against heavy infantry. That's not really ideal. So I think he's going to have to use it. And there we go. There it is. Songhai's coming in. Boom. 5 Raiders coming out right now. That 700 wood's going to be really, really good as well, because it's just going to enable further houses. You could potentially drop another war camp, and you've got the option to go Fulani as well. So there we go. War hut going down. And we actually got a palace here. We got oh, that's where the palace builder went there as well. Okay, yeah, he does like to do this, Bram, with the palace builder. You don't get the benefit, the extra benefit here. You can see you don't get the 0.75 influence a second bonus because it's not next to a university, but he does like to do it so it kind of protects, and also you can have shipments coming from the palace as well. So it's very, very nice if you want to do that early aggression. Bram here, thinking about ducking in potentially on the south side of Dennis's base. And yes, now we do see the double Fulani coming in here. And I believe he might have sold a little bit for wood there. I can't say for sure. But yeah, we can see the macro has changed, ladies and gents. We've switched over to Fulani. And this is one of the things that's really tricky with Hausa. People think it's very straightforward, so very, very easy. But when you want to switch between Fulani, between sort of the Raider Javelin, you got to really move those villagers about. You got to use the livestock market correctly, and it can be a real macro nightmare, trust me. Bram now going for some Fulanis, and they're going to be coming out of the palace in the middle of the map here. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. Scores relatively even, 22 vils for Bram, 23 for Dennis, slightly ahead. And Dennis is now going into the unit shipments. Really trying to spam those villagers as well. He was a little bit down on vils there, but remember, look, he's got 300 coin backed up here. He doesn't really need to worry too much. But look at all these units that you can get. It's kind of insane when you get the double batch of Fulani. You go for the 7 Fulani. You've then got the next button of the Songhai going to be coming in shortly again. That's going to give you another 5 Raiders. It's non-stop units and tempo with Hausa. It is kind of an insane civ. And Bram here, yeah, just dancing around really. We've got 3 different unit compositions from both players. Look at this mirror right here. Look how beautiful that was. Did you see that? They had both kind of units, different units, all grouped up exactly the same around the House of Fanar. How beautiful that was. So you can see how close they are, but you can see that Bram's got more of a sort of cav orientated here, and that's probably going to help him a little bit more. However, there are more Javelin riders now being trained by Dennis, and further raiders are going to be coming in for Dennis. And Bram now going for the Fodio tactics. And this is going to be the thing that kind of changes it. We need Dennis to try and go for the Fodio tactics if he can next. Is he going to go for it? Let's see. We see further raiders coming out now. Wow, there's so many units. It's just insane. We don't. We do see just further raiders coming in. Wow. He's just going to pile this all in, I think, and just go for it. Do you see more raiders popping out? I just saw there on the top left for Bram. Are we going to see an engagement here against the cliffside? I think Bram's going to have to go for it. The Javelin Runners just need to focus on the raiders here, and the Fulani's in a fantastic position. They're not really getting harassed too much. Raiders are doing a great job getting that circling round. Look at all of Bram's raiders dropping here, and all that's left is the Javelin Riders mainly, and they're going to be all right. But hang on a minute. Bram coming from the north side here with a few more raiders. Going to be trying to tackle the Falanis here. And honestly, I think... I don't know. I think it's kind of even. Potentially. There's a lot of Falanis left for Dennis. That's a tricky one. I think Bram came off worse there. We can see it in the score just slightly. And Bram is going to be answering that with a few griots. This is what we like to see from Bram, is the griot action. And hang on. Wait, no. Bram's doing griots and Dennis is doing griots at exactly the same time. Wow. And yeah, the difference here is that, you know, Bram does have the Fodio tactics. So Bram has the poking ability more with the Falanis than Dennis does. But that was a great engagement by Dennis. A lot going on there. Really difficult to commentate that because, you know, it's two kind of identical armies fighting each other. So it's hard to keep on top of the commentary. I hope I did okay there. But yeah, we have 27 fields for Dennis, 29 for Dennis, 27 for Bram. So Dennis has that slight eco advantage. And it's all going to be on the griots here. We've really got to snipe those griots if we can, and I think Bram is in a better position to do that because of the Fodio tactics. Going to be able to use that extra range to get on the griots. And this is proper Age 2 play here, rough and ready, and this is where it's going to come into play, is the raiding as well. And the minute I say that, Dennis is moving some vills on the north side there to the next hunt, and that's going to really set it apart because we really want to get that raiding. And also, the thing is Bram's kind of forced himself in this position by taking the middle of the map. So if Dennis can siege this and get this down, it's going to be a real positive for Dennis here. And he's going to be in a very good position. Another card available now for Bram. What is he going to be going for? There are no pops coming from the palace right now. And just trying to pull trick some of those Falanis, sort of sifting their way through the Javelin Riders for safety. Fantastic micro there by Dennis. Absolutely amazing. The Javelin Riders are going to do so much damage. And then the Falanis are going to try and go around the other side, and they're going to try and see if they can pick off. The griots aren't really getting targeted right now. And the fantastic movement here from Dennis, but he is fighting under the palace. It's not ideal. I don't really know what's going on there. It's just a massive griots and Falani, but this is not looking good. There's still quite a few raiders left for Dennis, and slowly but surely getting through the mass of Cyan. But hold on, there's some more raiders have now popped out for Bram here. Going to be doubling down with the hand cavalry upgrade as well. And it's not over, ladies and gents. It is not over. I thought Dennis had that right in the bag there. But it looks like the palace here is doing its work as well. We must bear that in mind. Yeah, the war camp here doing a really, really good job. And yeah, that is the end of Dennis's main army there, his first army. But once again, as I say about Hausa, you can just remass so quickly. And Dennis is still on top of it. This is what amazes me. I thought he was out there for a second. I thought Bram came back, but oh no. Dennis seems to be in an okay position. We do now see a couple of cards backed up for Dennis here. We've got the hand cavalry. We've got the Fodio tactics finally coming in for him. And the real clincher is going to be this, ladies and gents. It's going to be the hunts. If we can get a raid on here, that can really disrupt, and we can see it happening right here as well. Trying to get the hunts, and it's not going to work out for Dennis. He doesn't want to lose. He did lose a Vil there. So 34 Vils for Dennis, 31 for Bram. Bram is actually now going for the Palaka code, ladies and gents. And this is something that I don't think Dennis has. Oh, no, he does have it. I lie. So this is something like, you know, if you really want to get into Age 2 even further, the Palaka code is probably the best bet for you. And we can see migrating villages here on the south side for Bram. Already, Dennis is tucking in to the deer on the north side of the map already. And some griots are being trained now for Bram. Don't be afraid to train your griots. They are 150 coin each. They are pricey, but, you know, if you lose your 4 griots, it's not the end of the world. I think Dennis here is pretty much going... that was a great Vil pick there. I think best thing is just to go Javelin Falani in this instance, honestly. Yeah, I think it's the best thing. Just go Jav Falani. And a lot of the cards have been taken up now. That is Dennis's. And let's look at Bram's. Bram's, he's used pretty much all the same cards. What has he got left? There's an option to maybe go age 3 here. Hang on a minute. Bram has spotted the Vils here. Let's have a look at his vision. He's going to get a few Vils here. Fantastic. And he's going to delve further. What can he get? What can he sniff out? He's found a bunch of Vils here. What are they going to do? They're going to try and scramble. Trying to weave their way through the enemy. And Dennis definitely needs to get this under control. Maybe building a palace here is a good option. But he is going to move forward with the Falani here. But that is going to distract him. And that is going to sort of idle him a little bit. On the south side here, I just noticed that there was a little bit of raider action there from Dennis as well. So, yeah, this is what's going to happen, ladies and gents, is that we're going to get these raiding parties. This is absolutely huge for Dennis. The griots are undefended. They can't garrison anywhere. And the army is so far away. Oh, wait, no, they can. What? I didn't know that. I didn't know that you can... I didn't know you can garrison griots. Are you kidding me? There's 7 griots in that mofo. I didn't even know that. That's awkward. Okay, bit unfortunate there for Dennis. I didn't even know you could do that. They do pop back out. And we are back once again, ladies and gentlemen, backwards and forwards. We are at the same kind of battleground we had before. So many raiders here. Bram has forgot to repair the war hut. That's huge. That one's going to be going down. He's going to try and see what he can do here, but I think there's just too much of the Dennis mass here. Dennis on 37 Vils, 35 for Bram. We are going to be getting stuck in right now. Just quite a nice positioning, though, for Dennis. He's got the Javelin Riders on the back line there, going to be wailing down. And the Falani are just doing so much damage. And it's just not an ideal position for Bram to be in. Honestly, I don't know what he could have done better here. I'm not at that level, but it's not looking ideal for him. And I think I'm going to be hearing the GG very shortly. There it is. The big GG from Bram. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you really enjoyed this. 2 of the best Hausa players collide in a mirror matchup. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this. Is there anything you think Bram could have done differently to do better at this, to just have the edge? I'm not entirely sure. You know, I think the forward base was a good idea, you know, being the aggressor. I think that's absolutely fine. I think it was just some of the engagements, maybe the micro. I can't say for sure. He did get a few Vil pickoffs, but we do see now a tower is on that north side to protect those Vils. But an absolutely wild game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something and you give Hausa a go if you haven't already. I've got a lot of content on the channel for them. Thank you very much for Bram for providing the replay, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later. Bye.